Good morning. Today is Thursday, September 11th, 2025. On August 1st, 2001, we came to Montreal and I started working at ADATH. On August 9th, 2001, was the Sbarro pizza attack in the heart of Jerusalem, the corner of King George and Yafo. It was particularly brutal, even within the context of other attacks. It was an escalation of terror, an escalation of the Intifada. Though I did not personally know any of the victims, it had a profound effect, personal effect, on our family. Because Marcy and I had to grapple with our plan, which we had already planned, to send our two older children to Israel for the year. And we had made that decision a while ago. They were enrolled, they were ready to go. And with the Sbarro attack and the rise of the Intifada, we had to grapple with, like many families had to grapple. Should we send them this year or should we not? It was a very difficult decision. But on August 22nd, we took them to the airport. Said goodbye to them. And I will tell you, it was one of the most painful, ambivalent moments that we had as a family. I would say that entire year, Marcy and I did not sleep through the night. On September 11th, I was in my office here at ADATH early. I was working. And we heard the news of the attack on the World Trade Center just before 9 a.m. At that time, we had a small television here in our office. We turned it on. And we witnessed the second attack, the second plane hit. I remember very quickly our children called from Israel to see if we were okay. And I remember the irony. We sent them to Israel and we didn't sleep at night worrying about them. And on that day, they had to call us to see if we were okay. My first response was to order security for our building, because we had no idea what was going on, what would happen next. And my next response was to try to think of anyone in our community who might be directly affected and try to provide help and support for them. And then, and only then, I started to think about what to say, what we should do as a community on that Shabbos, which was Rosh Hashanah, just a few days later. I remember feeling alienated, being out of the United States at that moment. The country I love, the city I love, were hurting so badly, and we had so recently left. I felt quite alienated being here. Today, September 11, 2025. It's 24 years later. It's a cliche to say that the world has changed, but it's true nonetheless. And there are many lessons that remain for us 24 years later. Let me share 3. We are at war with extremism. Every type of extremism. We cannot lower our guard or minimize the threat anywhere in the world. And against any extremist group. I said this 24 years ago, and some criticized me for saying this, and I will say it again. We are at war with extremists acting in the name of Islam. But we are not at war with Islam. We are not at war with all Muslims. Rav Aaron Lichtenstein wrote 1 year later, Muslims can do a great deal in their camp, and Jews can do a great deal in our camp to diminish the hatred, to examine ourselves, and take care that our fervor not overpower our conscience. Number 2. As we say on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, who will live and who will die is in God's hands. There's a verse in Tehillim, Im Hashem lo yishmar ir, if God does not protect the city, shav shaket shomer, no guard is going to help. We must humbly accept, insist, that we will not understand in this life how God decides this or why. That's the way God set up this world. All of the victims were innocent. Many were righteous. But the ultimate truth, though it is terrifying and mysterious and impossible to understand, the ultimate truth was said in panic by a 9/11 operator to a man on the 105th floor of the tower. And this operator said to the man, "Hold on. I hear the fire alarm. They're coming. They're on their way. They're working on it. Don't worry. God is there. God is there. Don't worry." I did not personally know anyone who perished that day, But I have told the story about my cousin, Marty. He's a lawyer in New York. He lives in Teaneck, New Jersey. He works in Manhattan. He had a business meeting scheduled for 8:30 that morning on September 11th in the World Trade Center. He was a half hour late because of slichos, the extra prayers we start this Saturday night and every morning. And so because of the slichos, the morning service, the davening in the morning lasted longer than usual. So often we complain about how long davening is, and we look for ways to make it shorter. What can we skip? How do we make it shorter? Marty told me that the extra time he spent davening that morning literally saved his life. Number 3, final point. As impossible as it is to understand the depth of cruelty of some people, it is equally astounding to see the height of goodness in others. Firefighters and other responders who risked and even gave their lives to help and to save others. Myriad volunteers from everywhere, including Canada, who opened their hearts, offering food, shelter, comfort. Michael Oren at that time was Israel's ambassador to the United States, and he wrote, "It was not only America at its most vulnerable, but also America at its most resilient and humane." The person I think captured this better than anyone was the boss, Bruce Springsteen. The sky was falling and streaked with blood. I heard you calling me. Then you disappeared into the dust, up the stairs, into the fire, up the stairs, into the fire. I need your kiss, but love and duty called you someplace higher, somewhere up the stairs and into the fire. May your strength give us strength. May your faith give us faith. May your hope give us hope. And may your love give us love. Spirits above and behind me. Faces gone. Black eyes burning bright. May their precious blood forever bind me, Lord, as I stand before your fiery light. God bless Canada. And God bless the United States of America. My friends, I wish you a good day. And I look forward to seeing you soon in person.